guys, it's KB and we're starting a new series on this channel of my monthly favorites because I have a lot of stuff that I like and a lot of feelings about those things and no one to talk to about them, so I'm just gonna talk about them on the internet. That sounds cool to you? Then keep watching and let's go. Yes, I know that it's already the middle of September and I know that August was a while ago, but here we are. First up for the month of August was my favorite cosplay or crafting tool, and that had to be my cordless Dremel. See, Richard thought that this was a stupid buy because I already have a Dremel, and I was like, but that Dremel is big and the cord is annoying because there's not a whole lot of outlets in my crafting room, and this would be so much easier, and I got little hands and I can hold it better and it'll just be so much better. And it was. This thing is amazing. I could not have made my Zelda armor without it. There was a lot of detailing pieces that I had to Dremel and holes that I had to drill, and this thing just made such a huge difference in my life, and I can't wait to keep using it. It was only like $25 at Walmart, and yes. I did actually do some reading in the month of August. I've been trying to get back into reading. When I was in high school, I used to read all the time, and then you grow up and you get a big, person job and you work a lot of hours and reading is hard. But I did find time to read, and I read the Folk of the Air series by Holly Black. The first 2 books are out, so The Cruel Prince and The Wicked King. And let me tell you what, that I have been taken on a journey that had twists and turns, and I laughed and I cried and I've had my heart ripped out, and I can't wait to be even more devastated when the 3rd book comes out in November. This series is about Jude and her twin sister and her half sister who are whisked away into the world of the Fae, where Jude has to kind of find her place amongst the Fae, and they don't like humans, and she's just trying to prove herself. She wants to become a knight and a part of the fairy court, and it's so good. Holly Black is a fantastic writer. Her world building is just incredible. The way that she weaves words together just to create such it's just a beautiful story. It's just amazing. If you like books, if you're into fantasy like I am, and you haven't read these, definitely pick them up and give them a shot, especially because the last one comes out, like I said, in mid-November, and it's just... I'm just gonna have my heart ripped out again, but it's gonna be fine, and I think I'm gonna kind of enjoy it. I've been reading webcomics on Webtoon for quite a while now. I started out with Lore Olympus, like I think most people did, but I have branched out to fall in love with quite a number of titles on the app, and the most recent one is called Luff, L-U-F-F. It is about our protagonist Beatrice, who is, I think, like an aerospace engineer, something like that, something with space and engineering and math that I don't know what it is. And basically she lives in this country where everyone is matched based on their score of love with another person, because apparently your fingerprints matching someone else's fingerprints means that you're compatible in your love life. And basically they use that score as like a credit score, so getting a job or a loan or applying for a house and scholarships all depends on this Luff score. And she's the first one who actually manages to get 2 identical matches, which are like 98% or something, like super crazy high. And it's just about her meeting these 2 guys and figuring out what she's gonna do to try to get the scholarship for school. And it is fantastic. Every time that I think I've got it figured out, or I know what this character is gonna kind of fit into some kind of mold, it completely is exactly what I don't think it's gonna be, and I love that. The characters are great, the art is beautiful. If you haven't read it, check it out. I will leave a link to it down below. If you guys watched my Metacon video, which I will link up in the cards, if you haven't, definitely go check it out. You will know the new anime that Rich and I have been watching, and that is Demon Slayer. The Demon Slayer is about Tanjiro and his sister Nezuko. He comes back and his whole family has been killed off by a demon, but Nezuko's been turned into a demon, and it's about him training to become a demon slayer and find a way to cure his sister and make her human again. And There's just great characters, and the art is, it blows my freaking mind. Like, I've never seen an anime as beautiful as this one is. So if you haven't watched it, again, what are you doing? How? So you may or may not know that I love buying merch because I have a lot of feelings and attachments to imaginary characters. And I have to show that by buying things. So my favorite item of merch that I purchased was actually this phone case from Redbubble, and then I also made a matching pop socket to go with it. And that leads me into my favorite video game, and that is Fire Emblem Three Houses. This was a long anticipated title for me. I got into Fire Emblem when Fates came out. I think Fates was getting ready to drop, and I picked up Awakening and tried that one out, and I became like totally obsessed. I think I just sat there and played Awakening for just hours and hours and hours and hours. And then I actually didn't finish Awakening before starting Fates, and I started one of the Fates games and then started the other one and was playing both of them at the same time. The one was really hard and I'm a weenie, and so I had to go back to the easier one, but then I had to restart the harder one, and then I finally finished Awakening, and it's just like, I just love it. I love it. Fire Emblem is a strategy-based game. It's kind of like fantasy chess in a video game. You take turns moving your units and using strategy based on the type of units to fight the other people's units. And there's like Pegasus flyers, and there's dragons and swords and armor and cool stuff and fighting and magic, and it's great. And the characters are definitely my favorite part of Fire Emblem. So I was super stoked when Three Houses got announced, and then watching everything kind of unfold. And then when the characters all kind of got released, I was like, oh, I don't know, this kind of looks weird. It's in a school. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. And I pre-ordered it, and I was a dummy because I didn't pre-order it soon enough to get the collector's edition, and I will forever be mad at myself for that. So if you did get one, lucky you, because I wish I had that art book. But I did pick it up on release day at like 8 in the morning. I went into GameStop, picked it up, and wow! What a game! This game has been getting a lot of hype, and I'll tell you what, it is well deserved. The characters are amazing, the story is great, everything is fully voice acted, which is new for Fire Emblem. It's got all of these great elements of the old ones mixed with aspects that are new and relevant to the Switch and making forward strides, and Dimitri. So if you have a Switch and you haven't played it yet, like I said for Demon Slayer, what are you doing with your life? Because you're not living your best one, because if you were, you would be playing Fire Emblem Three Houses right now. Obviously, I am House Blue Lions, and if you are to DM me and talk to me about it, because I have a lot of feelings, okay? If you've never played a Fire Emblem game before, this is definitely a good one to jump in on. You don't have to have played any of the other ones before. This is a complete standalone, and I think it's a really good jumping off point for those new to the series, and then you'll become obsessed and play all the other ones, and we can suffer all together. So that's it for all of the cool stuff that I loved in the month of August. Hopefully we can continue the series and actually have it come out at a relatively reasonable time to the end of the month. But I'm not going to make any promises because I have problems with procrastination. But if you like this video and you want to see more stuff like it, like con vlogs and tutorials and just other nerdy content in general, make sure and subscribe to our channel. Also, all of our social media will be linked down in the description box below, along with all of the things that I mentioned, none of which will be affiliate links because I'm not popular enough for that. But if you want to buy them, they'll be easily clickable for Amazon for you. So thanks for watching. Bye!